Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And once again, thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I truly appreciate it. So what are we going to get into today? Today, we're going to get into places where you can check your credit score, most likely, and preferably for free, where it doesn't cost you a dime, where you can check your credit report and or your score. So we're going to talk about those things, as well as when should you check your credit score, as well as a very good question of the day that's going to deal with missed payments and what you're supposed to do about that. So that's what we're going to deal with today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Thank each and every one of you for coming back and tuning in. I truly appreciate it. So one thing I want to say before it gets here on Monday. Monday is Veterans Day. So I want to say happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Thank you so very much for your service to our country. We truly appreciate it. Thank you for protecting our freedoms and our Constitution. And we really do appreciate you guys. You guys better make sure that if you're a veteran, you got that card, or you're active duty as we speak, you take that card around. A lot of places are giving out free food for you. You can eat all day for free. Breakfast places are giving stuff out for free. You can go somewhere different for lunch. You can go somewhere else different for dinner. So you guys check those out. Take advantage of one of the things that you get for serving our country. So again, I want to thank you. I want to salute each and every one of you guys from every branch of the military. So happy Veterans Day coming up on Monday, the 11th. All right, so let's jump into the show. Before I do, I'd like to shout out the youngest among us. I got to give my niece, my great niece actually, a happy birthday shout out. So Michaela Denson, happy birthday to you, Michaela. She turned 8 years old, I believe, on the 7th. So happy birthday to you, Michaela. I got to give Bobby Terrell, better known as Beto, I got to give him a shout out because today is his birthday. And speaking of veterans, Robert Lee King Jr., yes, that's my brother. His birthday is on Veterans Day, and he is a veteran of a couple of different other armed services. So happy birthday to you, brother, and I salute you as well. So let's jump into some of these things, or some of the places where you can go and you can check your credit report, get that credit report, and take a look at it, because it's very important. If you don't know what's on that credit report, then you can't strive to make it better. So oftentimes things that we think of that are common sense, I should pay this off, or I should, use money here and maybe use some different money there, or I should go out and get 5 credit cards like today. We think that those things are what we should be doing, and it's not necessarily the best thing that you can do for your credit. So you've got to be able to look at your credit and be able to evaluate it. If you're not sure how your credit score is calculated, how do you get there? How do you get to the best numbers? Knowing that your credit score runs from 300 to 850, if you don't know how to get there, how to get up to that 700, that 750, that 800 score, then go get my book. Go get 5 Pillars of Credit. Yes, 5 Pillars of Credit. It's available on Amazon. Go get that book. If you prefer to go to Barnes & Noble, it's an ebook. If you prefer Nook and you have a Nook, you can get it there as well. So go pick up that book, 5 Pillars of Credit, for $3. $3, just $3. I was talking to somebody earlier this week about the book, and he was saying how he wanted to help additional people. He wanted to help other people. He's listening to the podcast now. He wanted to help his friends and his family and even some of his business partners with their credit. And so he's telling people, hey, you need to listen to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Check out this podcast. You can listen to everything way back to the beginning of the show. So he was telling them that, and I suggested to him that he go ahead and he gift the ebook 5 Pillars of Credit. You can gift it right there. When you get on there, you can gift it. All you need is an email address for somebody. So you got $30 and you got 10 friends, then you go ahead, you buy 10 of them, and then that's going to be $30 for you, and you send them out to all your friends to get the 5 Pillars of Credit and bring everybody along with you that you love and care for. All right, so one of the first places I want to tell you can go to credit.com. Yes, credit.com. Now, I'm going to caution you on all of these places. There are going to be offers and things that may come along with it. That doesn't mean you need to take them all. You don't need to click on everything that's on the site. But yes, you can get your credit score at credit.com. So that's one of the places. Each one of these places that I mentioned today has a app as well. The apps are free, so you can get the app. You don't always have to go to the website. You can download it on your phone. They're all available on Android as well as on the iPhone. So you go check out credit.com. That's one of the places that you can go to get your credit score and your credit report right there, so you can get it in real time. Some of the places are also going to be Vantage Score. As a matter of fact, the majority of the places we talk about today will be with Vantage Score. So your Vantage Score is different than your FICO score. You all know that from listening to the show. Excuse me. If this is your first time listening to the show, welcome. But yes, there are differences. You can go back and listen to the show that talks about the differences between Vantage Score and FICO. FICO, 90% of lenders are using FICO instead of Vantage Score to come up with evaluating if they're going to lend you money and how much money they're going to lend you. So FICO is very, very, very important, and that's the one you really need to concentrate on. But Vantage Score is a good gauge. A lot of people say, "Hey, the Vantage Score is wrong." It's not that it's wrong. It's just a different, system. That's all. It's just a different system. 10% of the companies are using Vantage Score, and you really never know which one is. So you make sure that you go ahead and you check out your credit report and your credit score. So credit.com, right? That's one of the places. MyFICO has an app. The app is free as well. And so you can go there and you can check out your FICO score. So since we're talking about FICO, right, you can go there and you can check out your FICO score as well. Now, MyFICO might cost you. It might cost you, if you get some of the premium stuff that goes on there, it might cost you on a monthly basis, maybe even up to $20. But it's a place where you can go get your credit. You can see your credit report and you can see your credit score. And now that I'm saying this too as well, credit scores, the scores may be different. The scores may be different wherever you go. They might be a little bit different. However, the things that are on your report, the things, the items, the accounts, the collections, or whatever, that information on your report, no matter where you get your credit report from, should all be the exact same. They should be the exact same. If they're not the same, if you have an account that's missing somewhere, and especially if it's a very good account, like you've never missed a payment, and it's on there, I don't care if it's 2 months old or if it's 20 years old, but you've never missed a payment on this account, you've had it a long time, all that stuff, you need to make sure that it's on each and every one of your credit reports, because that's a positive that's going to help you with your credit score. So some places do not report to all three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. They don't report to all three. They're not obligated to report to all three. But most of your places want to be on all three. They just want to be there because that's a good thing for you. It's a good thing for them as well. So if you are not on one of your credit reports, you need to call the company that you have the account with and let them know it's not on my Experian. So then they'll go about the business of putting it on your Experian credit report. So make sure that you do that for sure. So MyFICO is absolutely one of the places where you can go. You can use their app to check out your credit score. I use, of all of these places, I definitely use MyFICO. I'm signed up pretty much on any and everything. So I use MyFICO, and not because I need to see it in different places and whatnot, because the nature of this business, I want to be able to see everything that I can. So I'm signed up on MyFICO just to let you guys know. Most often what I use happens to be Credit Karma. So yes, again, another place where you can go. You can go to Credit Karma. You can use their website, or you can use their app. I use their app. You got a 4-digit code. I happen to have an iPhone, so I use my fingerprint to get in. I have no idea what my password is, but I use my fingerprint to get in, and I check it often. So whenever I think about it, I check it. I might check it one day and on a Monday, and then I'll check it again on Wednesday. Nothing has necessarily changed, but I'm just in there poking around trying to see what's what, okay? So that's what I do. So, yes, you can absolutely use Credit Karma. They use Vantage Score. That score is different. But I tell you this, if that score is going up, so is your FICO score going up. That means it's going up by the same margin, the same. Credit Karma tells you your credit score went up 10 points. Doesn't mean that it went up 10 points on FICO, but you know that it's actually going in the right direction. So, yes, go check out Credit Karma as well for a place where you can check your credit report. It's absolutely free as well. You can see your report there. You can see what else can you see? You see all of your accounts there. You can see whatever that Vantage score is for you. And you get two places on this one. So you get TransUnion and you get Equifax when you go to MyFICO. So go ahead and check them out. Now here's the thing that Equifax has. It's an app, and it's Lock and Alert from Equifax. So you can go check that out. There you can kind of lock your credit report there. Like with the click of a button, you can lock your credit report. It's not the same thing as freezing your credit report, but you can lock your credit report there. So that's a place where you can go. You can check it out. This is a good place to help protect you from any kind of theft or fraud or anything of that nature. This is a very good place for you to go to do so. And actually, since I'm speaking of theft and fraud, if you do have an issue, you can't just call one credit bureau and stop or freeze or lock your credit report. You've got to call each one of them. Call each one of them individually and do the same thing. Now, one of these options that you have is to do it and it'll lock all of them, but I suggest that you do it with all three. You just call all three. It's not that big of a deal. You call all three credit bureaus so you can make sure that you're protecting yourself on that. And that's another good reason for you to check your own credit report. So a little bit later, we're going to talk about, when you should check it and all those things. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's a very good reason that you should, so you can protect yourself from any kind of fraud. Some shows up on your credit report and you don't check it, but every 4 months or so, by the time you get to 4 months, they've gotten something new. They've missed 2 payments already, and then now you got to go back to fight and see what's going on. So make sure that you do that. Each one of the credit bureaus, each one of the credit bureaus all have an app or somewhere where you can check your credit report. So Experian, go to Experian. They have an app as well, Apple and Android. You can use them to check your credit report. It's that way you're going to get your FICO. So you get your FICO score. If you go to Experian, you'll get your FICO score. Now, you may have to pay for that FICO score. But you can definitely get your credit report there and check your credit report without having to pay a dime. Now, if you want that score, it's probably going to cost you a few bucks for you to get that score. So go to Experian and do that. I was just saying you can get it from all three. Same thing with TransUnion. Go to TransUnion, get their app. You can refresh your credit score there. Check out your credit report daily if you want to. Just like with Credit Karma or any of these other places, you can go ahead and do that. Some of the credit reports and some of these actual apps help you with things like they'll give you a debt analysis tool. Check out what your debt is, like where is it, what's your percentage of debt to income, which is different than, and not to be confused with your credit utilization. You can check out your debt to income ratio, things of that nature that'll help you financially. So not just with your credit score, but they'll also help you financially just because of the knowledge that you'll have. At least you'll know what place you're in, what place you are, and how, and then be able to develop a plan on how to get to a better situation for yourself. So yes, absolutely, you can do that. So I said Experian, also TransUnion, and you can do the same thing with Equifax as well. Go ahead and check those out so you can make sure that you have all of the information that you need. So those are some of the places that you can go to check your credit report. So before we get to some of the other places where you can go to check your credit report, let's pause for the calls for right for a second, and let's do the question of the day. So the question of the day, if you are unfamiliar, if you have a question for me, whether you want it to be on the show or not, if you have a question for me, send me an email, 800@creditscoreman.com. Yep, 800@creditscoreman.com, 800@creditscoreman.com. Send me a question there, and I will answer your question. Maybe we have them back and forth. Oftentimes I have more questions than answers sometimes. So you go ahead, you send me your email. I'll get back to you, answer your question, and your question may qualify to be on the 800 Credit Score Man show. I just